Time for party scoopers, ladies and gentlemen. We get a Republican, we get a Democrat in the studio with us and talk about things going on politically. Sam and Craig are here and just checking the television schedule because, of course, the big debate is on tonight, and we should be fine. Cubs game starts at 3:30 this afternoon on TBS. So the Cubs game will be over by the time the Democratic debate from Las Vegas gets underway. Now, you, young man, you got to be watching every second of this.
Oh, of course. So the Cubs game, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. No, of course, the debate from Vegas, from the Wynn, I believe.
It is from the Wynn.
Okay.
So this is the first Democratic debate. I think we've had two Republican ones now, and there's been so much news to cover out of that with Donald Trump and everything else that's going on. So Democrats finally have one, 7 o'clock tonight on CNN. We have obviously Hillary Clinton, Martin O'Malley, Jim Webb, Bernie Sanders, and Lincoln Chafee. So 5 candidates as opposed to the 11 that we've seen in other debates.
And from what we heard, one available podium too.
Right. If Joe Biden decides to jump in, which I think is pretty unlikely
which
that he would.
CNN is like currently on their knees.
They're like, please, we need ratings.
Please. Someone needs to come so someone watches this.
Yeah, if he decides at 3 o'clock today he's going to fly to Vegas, they're ready for him. But I think that's pretty unlikely. Now, Biden does need to make a decision.
Wouldn't it be great if you just do a flyby,
Right.
Oh, here I go.
Helicopter.
Like they cut to him gambling somewhere,
Oh, I'm just in town. I wanted to watch the debate.
Yeah. That would be funny. But so there obviously it doesn't have to be a pre-debate, nothing like that. There's just one big kahuna.
One debate, 2.5 hours, 5 candidates, and you have 3 candidates: O'Malley, Sanders, and Clinton, who kind of.
People actually know who they are.
They know who they are. I mean, they have a kind of a message behind them. They know why they're running. Then you have Chafee and Webb, who aren't doing much in Iowa, aren't doing much anywhere really, and are going to be up on the stage. So it'll be interesting to see what those two bring to it.
Now the moderator is what, Anderson Cooper?
He's one of them. Dana Bash, Anderson Cooper, and I think Don Lemon from CNN. Now, obviously, O'Malley, I think, has the most to he can shoot up in this because he's not polling as well as he should be for somebody who's put this much effort and time in Iowa. And he's also out there calling for more debates. So I think this is his chance. If he wants to break through, he needs to have some moments tonight, whether that's going after Sanders possibly or just showing why he wants this. I think he really has a chance to break through.
Now, do you think any of these candidates are going to get a little more aggressive with the other candidates in the unlikely event that they will be the nominee? You have to realize that somebody up there was probably going to be the nominee, and you might want a job.
Yeah, I think obviously with a smaller field like this, it's harder to go after any candidate, especially because you have Hillary, who is very popular among Democrats. You have Sanders, who is popular. O'Malley, less popular because he's less known. But we've seen O'Malley's super PAC go after Bernie Sanders on some of his votes on guns in the past. Sanders has a pretty conservative record in Vermont on gun votes. So maybe he brings that up. Maybe, I think it also depends on the questions too. We saw with the last CNN debate with Republicans, a lot of the questions were, Donald Trump said this about you, how do you respond? Or so-and-so said this. If the questions are like that, where they're trying to put them against each other, which is good for the ratings, obviously, I think you might see some more fireworks.
See, that could be a drinking game there.
The question I want to know, will CNN ask Hillary Clinton, why did you go to Trump's wedding, right?
You want those kind of spicy questions.
Well, look, I actually think that, the Republican debates, the questions were posed to them to pit one against the other to ensue a fight. I actually think what we're going to see in this debate is they're going to be, throwing little scraps of meat to say, let's talk about how dysfunctional the Republicans are in Washington today. How crazy is Donald Trump? All this stuff. So I actually think the focus.
How long do you think it'll be before the word Trump comes up?
Oh, I bet you we're in the first 15 minutes. There will be a Trump reference, and on a more serious note, I think this is a big debate for Hillary Clinton. I think that in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I think you can see her campaign really kind of take shape. And this is an opportunity for her to just, grab a hold of this race and take it and keep a guy like Biden out, rise above the other 4 individuals on that stage. I think this is a big moment for her where she can kind of say, look, I am the de facto Democrat nominee. We're just going through the motions here. So it's a big moment, I think, for her. And we'll see if she's able to do that tonight.
And she has obviously a lot of experience with debates.
Sure.
She has, just from her experience, she has a good handle on these issues. But in the 08 race, how many debates were there in that? She's done presidential debates on this kind of stage before, where the others, they really haven't been there as much.
And I think a lot of people are expecting her to go to the left because of O'Malley and everyone there. But I actually think she's going to follow maybe the cue of her television advertisements, which I think are really strong. I talk about her wanting to do things to, you know, fight for the middle class and really paint herself as more of a centrist problem solver than, you know, a partisan left-wing liberal activist. So I think it's going to be, there's a lot to watch in this debate, but all eyes are on Hillary Clinton for me tonight.
Now, you think the field will narrow after tonight's debate?
I don't think so. I mean, you know, O'Malley, he really has a strong organization in the state, so I think he will definitely continue under the caucuses. Webb and Chafee, they're not doing anything here. It doesn't cost them any money, basically, to continue competing, so I think they'll stay around.
I always compare some presidential candidates to cockroaches, where, I mean, you could have a nuclear detonation go off, and they're still going to get up and move forward afterwards. I mean, I just don't know what knocks these people out of the race. The person that it could impact the most is Joe Biden. I think if Hillary shows weakness, I think it invites him in. If she looks really strong tonight, very difficult for him to enter the race, I think.
All right, so if we are playing a drinking game tonight, what word are we looking forward the most?
I was going to say Trump, but that might be dangerous.
Trump, he'd be liquored up by the first half hour.
Maybe, yeah. No, and I think that's what we're going to see in these debates, where they really are television shows. Where
actually, that's a very good point.
Where they're going to want to talk about something like this to get people to engage and watch early on. And so we might hear about, you know, Trump mentioned in the first 15 minutes and then never again
just to get
throughout the debate. Because that's what really happened in the first two Republican debates, where they wanted to create this back and forth, this, you know, all this excitement early in the debate to hook people, and then it got really boring. But that's what happens at a 3-hour
the Cherish
presidential
statement, I think,
debate.
is going to come up tonight. I think that'll happen.
Well, I'm sure emails if that word and some other things as well. So we'll have to watch, see what happens, and see if some other names kind of rise to the surface.
Whoever says go Cubs has my vote.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, maybe they'll say that off right the bat.
Oh, and by the way, Hillary Clinton arrived in a $50 million jet yesterday, so that was, you know.
Well, because it's right there.
Hey,
well, she has a big thing happening next Saturday.
She's really connected to the middle class there by her travel.
She has a big event next Saturday. Do we have any clues of where Katy Perry's free concert's going to be at?
Isn't she coming here?
Yeah, it'll be in Des Moines. I think.
Well, we know it's Des Moines.
It'll be near the Jefferson Jackson Dinner, which is usually at Wells Fargo or the Veterans Coliseum over there. So
okay.
So
zone in on in.
So tune out, watch like an hour of political speeches, and then 2 Katy Perry songs, right?
Yeah.
Don't ruin this for
Sorry,
me.
just trying to tell people what to expect.
We've seen this before.
I've been there and done that.
All right, well done, gentlemen.